this time of reflection. Thank you all for coming today to reflect on these past 4 years spent at Campolindo, as this chapter in our lives comes to an end and we begin turning the page towards our future. We ask that you would please silence your cell phones during this time and to please hold your applause until the conclusion of the ceremony. Thank you again, and please enjoy. friends, faculty, and the class of 2016. It is really happening. We are soon going to adorn our caps and gowns and walk across the stage as the 54th graduating class of Campolindo High School. It seems as though just yesterday we were leaving middle school, excited for our first day of high school, but scared and questioning whether we were heading into the right classroom for the entire first week of school. Now we stand here today as expert navigators of our campus. Although we are now thoroughly comfortable, we must begin to turn another page. Some of us will head to colleges near and far, others will jump into the workforce, some will take a gap year, and some of us will serve our country. No matter what each graduate chooses to do, it will become a part of the story of our lives and a part of Campolindo alumni history. We have all been so lucky to call Campolindo our home. When we look back on the last 4 years, there are so many things to celebrate and be proud of. Years from now, we will remember the relationships and connections that we have made over the years, the teachers that spent the extra time to ensure we succeed, and the struggles that taught us the many life lessons that have become a part of our story. These people and experiences have impacted all of our lives by influencing the way we think, act, and carry out our lives. All of our high school experiences have influenced who we've become, but more than anything else, our friends, teachers, and coaches have had the biggest impact. It is now time for us to end this chapter that we have become so accustomed to and begin a new one. As excited and thrilled as we all are, it will be bittersweet. We are going to have many goodbyes in our near future. We'll be saying goodbye to our school first, then our friends, and last, our families. For many of us, it will be our first time living on our own and away from our parents' guidance. This next chapter will hold many new experiences, and we will have many new friends, but we will never forget the ones we have made here at Campolindo. All of the people that we have grown to love over the past 4 years will only just be a text, Snapchat, or phone call away. In just a few days, we will no longer be high school students. We will be out writing the next chapter of our lives. Good luck, be safe, have fun, and make the most of your story.
Hi guys, my name is Campolindo and I'll be singing I'll Always Remember You. I always knew this day would come. We'd be standing one by one with our future in our hands. So many dreams, so many plans. I always knew after all these years there'd be laughter, there'd be tears. I never thought I'd walk away with so much joy but so much pain. But it's so hard to say goodbye. But yesterday's gone, we gotta keep moving on. I'm so thankful for the moments, so glad I got to know ya. The times that we have, I'll keep like a photograph. I'll hold you in my heart forever. I'll always remember you. Another chapter in the book. Can't go back, but you can look. And there we are on every page. Memories are always safe. Up ahead, all the open doors. gotta keep moving on. I'm so thankful for the moments. So glad I got to know you. The times that we have, I'll keep it like a photograph. I'll hold you in my heart forever. I'll always remember you.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Dino Petrocco, and I'm a social science teacher at Campolindo High School. And I'd like to thank the Time of Reflection Committee for giving me this opportunity. I'm always humbled at an invitation such as this, so I'm truly thankful. So thank you very much. I must admit that I laughed when Claire Ruskin told me the theme of this year's ceremony was Turn the Page. It sounded like a lovely theme, but during my high school days, it had a much different connotation. When I was in high school way back in the 80s, we didn't have all of the comforts and advantages of today's teenagers. We only had 25 cable channels. Our phones had wires connected to them. My computer was only 64 bits and hooked up to my television. We had to drive, ride our bikes, or ask our parents to take us to a record store to buy music. We had to wait sometimes hours to hear our favorite song on the radio. Netflix didn't exist, so binge watching anything was out of the question. And even though the teens of the 80s could chill, without Netflix, it just wasn't the same. I will burn for that joke later, sorry. We had to work harder in school. We couldn't just cut and paste our papers together using various online sources. We had to actually retype the words from SparkNotes and then submit them to our English teachers as our own work. And of course, the 80s was before free trade agreements and globalization, so we couldn't just go to Target for the goods we needed. We had to make them ourselves. Out of twigs, leaves. To quote Thomas Hobbes, life in the 80s was brutish and short. Of course, the cold reality of my adolescence begs the question, how did an entire generation of Americans survive the 80s? The answer is simple. Ronald Reagan. For those of us who remember that decade, we know that's not entirely true, but I digress. Young people, so how did we survive? Well, we survived by having gatherings at night, where we would discuss current issues of the day, much like the salons of France during the Enlightenment. And since I grew up in Las Vegas, our gatherings often occurred in the middle of the desert, which meant there was always a chance someone you didn't know would show up. Random hobo, but more commonly a few guys who had graduated 2 or 3 years before us. Which brings me to our theme, Turn the Page, and my jocular reaction to it. These young men would show up to our gatherings, mostly so they could show off their IROG Z28s and whatever cool new tank top they just bought at PacSun. My friends and I thought it was sad, almost tragic, that someone of their advanced years would find solace in a bunch of teenagers. But, as they began to date our female classmates, we knew they were beyond tragic, but actually pathetic. But being the warm and caring person that I am, I thought we should welcome our new postgraduate friends to the fiesta with a chant. And that chant was, Turn the Page. We'd say that over and over again to them as they made their way. So needless to say, in my mind, Turn the Page had a reasonably negative connotation. But I could not let Claire Ruskin down. So I gave the phrase some thought, and what I realized is at its very core, it is the truly remarkable idea that you can start over. Reinvent, discover or rediscover, search, seek, explore, examine, construct or deconstruct just about any aspect of your life. The weight of those 3 simple words, turn the page, should not be lost on any of you. It is a tremendous gift that has been given to you by virtue of being born to loving parents and living in a free society. As I speak, there are over 3 million Syrians displaced from their homes, having lost their livelihoods and seen their communities torn apart. They are walking across continents and battling open waters in a desperate attempt to turn the page and start over. I understand that comparing you to Syrian refugees might sound extreme, but it is important for you to grasp the notion that not everyone is going to have the same opportunity as you. It is not my intention to cast shame, but rather to inspire you to take full advantage of this occasion. So what does turn the page really mean? The easiest metaphor to use is obviously a book. We can imagine your life as a book unfolding over several chapters, with titles like yes, I'm on academic probation. Or, I got married last night in Vegas. And of course, your parents' favorite chapter, I'm majoring in hip-hop. Which you can actually do at the University of Arizona. So for those of you who are going there, you might want to rethink that engineering degree. The real question is, how much of the story are you going to write? How much of the story is going to be written by serendipity, fate, or powers over which you have no control? Understand that these pages of your book turn regardless if you want them to or not. In some cases, whole chapters will be completed without you even being aware of their completion. This might sound scary or creepy, but by simply being in the world, you will fill volumes, possibly change the trajectory of your life story without the slightest idea of how it happened. For example, those of you who are heading off to college, you will inevitably and consciously, because you will want to stay on track to graduate, you will take a course in the humanities, which is an entire class on poetry, painting, sculpture, literature of the Victorian age, a seminar on Kanye West. Now granted, many of you, or some of you, will be business majors, so you will see no need for art or poetry. Your initial reaction to the class will be one of wretched disgust. But by exposing yourself to different people, thoughts, and ideas, the words that fill up your page begin to look different. Why? Maybe you will have an amazing professor who has an uncanny ability to make you see the beauty in a piece of contemporary art. Or the most beautiful person in the whole world sits next to you in your literature class. And in an attempt to impress them, you read everything your professor assigns. In the process, you make a connection to a short story, a poem, or a novel. Maybe it's a story that reminds you of your family or loved one. Maybe you can relate to the protagonist. Maybe your seminar on Kanye West completely changes your opinion of hip-hop as an art form. Maybe you get a tattoo of Kanye on your chest as a result. Who knows? Regardless of why you took the class, it makes a lasting impression on you. Now, does this mean your seminar on Kanye is going to lead you to burn your business books and transfer to the University of Arizona to major in hip-hop? Or name your first child Wiz Khalifa? Probably not. But it could point to your moral compass in a different direction. Could make you more empathetic and compassionate. Your business degree may allow you to make a lot of money, but your empathy will allow you to put it to good use. Therefore, the most important chapter in your life may not be about how you made your money, but ultimately what you did with it. Bill Gates is not spending billions to cure polio, HIV, AIDS, or help kids go to better schools because he wants future generations of Americans to remember he started Microsoft. It's because he realizes that his wealth affords him the opportunity not only to turn his own page, but to also help millions of others to turn theirs. So the question is, are you going to allow yourself to be in the world? Are you going to swim close to the shore, never branch out, never fail, never allow yourself to be vulnerable or reflective? For many of you, the world is at your doorstep. You can study abroad, you can take numerous classes, intern, volunteer. The list is endless. But if your worldview is myopic, your page will turn, but those pages will be filled with words and stories from the past. Nothing will be new, just the same old story. You will cease to evolve and will fall short of the magnificent person the world hopes you will become. Now, I love the idea of serendipity and fate turning your pages and filling your life with volumes of experience and guiding you to be beacons of humanity. But the reality is that stuff takes time. You won't go away to college and come back at a semester break an entirely different person. You may change a little. Some of you may grow dreadlocks. You may follow through on that neck tattoo. You may decide to only eat raw foods, or just decide that college isn't for you and become a roadie for the Zac Brown Band. Please note I just made a country music reference in my speech, which is very difficult for me to do. But since we live in a world of immediate gratification, the one element of turning the page that I find most powerful is how it applies to relationships. Regardless of where you are going, college, the military, the working world, you have the opportunity to forge new and lasting bonds. Maybe you have outgrown your current friend group. It's okay. There are 7 billion people in the world, so the odds are you are going to make new friends. Maybe you want to completely reinvent yourself, and the social cost of doing so at Campo was just too steep. So you hid your true identity for fear of being ostracized or ridiculed. Trust me, there is an entire population of people who don't wear mid-eared vines, and they will accept you as one of their own. So throw that whale onto the fire and rock a pair of Doc Martens, because there is no better time than right now to be someone else. More importantly, there could be a relationship you would like to fix. Think about the friends you had in elementary or middle school, or friendships that fell apart during high school. Are any of those relationships worth repair? It could be reconciled with a long overdue apology or an acknowledgement of a memory you shared together. Finally, I would be remiss if I did not speak to the relationship with your parents. All of those wonderful people that had to sit in the back. Now, I did not say this is indicative of all the students in the room, but I bet at least 90% of you have been less than wonderful to your parents over the past 4 years. Or maybe since birth. I'm not really sure. The reality is, your parents have been and are going to be your biggest fans and supporters until the day you force them to sell their house and make them live in a retirement community. But all kidding aside, what you have to understand is that they have been where you are going. They have seen most of what you are about to see, and if you act as if they are blind to life, then you have not paid attention to a single thing they have said in the course of your lifetime. You don't always have to agree with them, but you owe it to them to listen. And if you have been ignoring their wisdom, then it is time for you to rewrite your relationship with your parents. I say this because even though your parents only eat organic and they take fish oil supplements, like any relationship, you don't know how long you have with them. And you will miss their guidance and steady hand as you make your way through life. More importantly, you will want them to be around to share in your successes. Regardless if they are personal, like getting married, or professional, like becoming the Dean of Hip-Hop Studies at the University of Arizona. In closing, I wish all of you the best of luck, and please continue to turn your page and write your story. Thank you.
I am unwritten, carried by light, I'm undefined. I'm just beginning, the pen's in my hand, ending unplanned. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you can outline. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else, no
Friends, family, faculty, and of course the class of 2016 for coming today. We hope you've enjoyed this time to reflect on these past 4 years at Campolindo High School. During this time, we have grown from scared freshmen into a confident group of young adults. We couldn't have done it without our supportive families and our wonderful teachers. Thank you to our talented musical performers and speakers for all of their hard work. The Time of Reflection Committee would also like to thank Mrs. Mayer and Mr. Ward for helping us plan this year's Time of Reflection. We would especially like to thank Mrs. Mayer, as this is her final year both teaching at Campolindo and planning this event. She has been such an integral part of our class's time here at Campolindo. And finally, to my fellow graduates, good luck on your next chapter.